Same here and here. A little bit of product. I want the pointy part, corner here, to go into that little V. Again, put the pointy corner into the pointy part. Like that. Right, pop that into the lamp. You just want to cure that for 10 seconds. To apply the bow, take your clear acrylic powder and high speed acrylic liquid. This is going to set quickly. This liquid is awesome for using to attach embellishments. So, small bead, not too dry, not too wet. Nice medium ratio. Spread it out to the sides a little. Tuck that middle up a little bit. Pick up your bow, place it on. Basically that acrylic is going to be like glue. And it's going to adhere it to the nail. A little bit of pressure, make sure it's central, make sure it's where you want it. This is the time you're going to take off any excess acrylic that you don't want there, that may be ruining your design. And then, underneath these loops, we're going to pop a little bit of acrylic. Don't let it touch the cuticle, just let it float underneath. And this is going to make it stick really well, and it's also going to stop anything catching underneath. You can't see it, it's going to make it last a lot longer. So both sides do this. Just let your bead drop under there. You don't want any product here. Now we're going to put the studs on. Also, we're going to use acrylic to do this. We'll just do a couple at a time. I prefer to pick these up with my fingers. Press them on. Pressing them directly onto the beads. So we're going to continue this all the way around the nail. Now of course this is a little bit extreme. Not everybody wants all these studs, but you can use this as inspiration, and you could just go for a couple of studs, or you could fill the nail with studs if you really wanted to. Make sure they don't fall as well. Make sure they don't fall over, but keep them close to the edge. You can scrape off any excess because we've left that surface nice and shiny, so we can remove any excess while it's still pliable. Now these studs are not super sharp, they're nice and soft, they're not going to hurt anybody. Oh yeah, that looks cool on the end of there. This one that's right at the tip, I'm just going to pop a little bit of acrylic right on the end of the tip, just so it stays on, it secures it a little bit more. Keep it quite neat though, don't like just put like a random blob on there. Booyah, that looks cool. Couple of studs on this one. When you put them on individual like this, they're super easy to put on, because you're just going to squish it straight into the middle of that, and then you see that little circle that forms around onto the stud, which will catch hold of the stud and make it stay. Now we're going to add a little bit of chain. It's like my favourite thing at the minute is chain. You can literally pull that apart, or you can use some old cuticle nippers. So I just sized up that piece. I'm going to use Mega Gloss because it's thicker than gel polish. This is going to hold the chain on a lot better. Just going to tap around the cuticle so you have like a little ring of product around the cuticle there. I'm going to hold the chain in the middle, so find the middle. I'll lay the centre on first, and then move the chain to one side, and then the other side. It's going to help you get it even. Arrange the chain how you want it. And you can pop that into the lamp, cure that in an LED. You just want to cure it for about 10 seconds just so it holds still. Now we're going to use the chain. So we've got a long piece and a shorter piece, which is what I'd say just over half. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bead of acrylic, clear acrylic. Pop that onto a little bit of foam. Put the end in there, and then the end of the longer one in there. Another bead of acrylic directly on the top. We're going to make this so you don't have to wear it all the time because it's quite extreme. It's more like a fashion accessory. We're making our own fashion accessory. And just gathering the ends to the other side up. Same again. A bead. Place the end in. And the other end in. Bead on top. Let that set up a little bit, for a few seconds, and attach this under the nail, like this. Now you could use glue, so you can take it off and it'll just fall off if you give it a little bit of pressure, or just pull it off. It won't do anything to the nail. And then with the other side, just pull that off the back in. The other side will go under here. My model, Jam, she has an old design on under there, you can see. I might show you that one day, if you're lucky. Now you could use glue or you can use acrylic, depends how permanent you want this to be. Pop that under. And place your accessory at the end there. And then what you need to do is make sure this chain isn't all twisted and tangled. Bead of acrylic again. And get the end. Pop it in there, let that set. Now if you really want to make it even more permanent, you could get some acrylic and just really smooth that in there and fill it in. But because we don't want it too permanent, we've just put a little bead of acrylic, which will keep it on for a few days. Eventually will fall off. If you want to make it just so you can wear it for one evening, you can use the brush on nail glue and just brush that under the tip there and pop the accessory on. You turn that hand over now. You can see that we've got gorgeous dangly chains. So, Glamour Rock Chick. Now the design's complete, but we want to top coat this. I'm just going to check over that there's no fluff or anything stuck to any of the gel. Now we're good to go. Now we're going to go right up to that chain. It's going to help keep that on. So you're slightly brushing the chain, but you're not getting into the cuticle because you don't want to cause any lifting or anything of product. All the way over at the edge. Same in here. And what I like to do with the studs to make them last longer and to look shinier for longer is to go over all the studs with a coat of gel. It makes them stay on longer, it makes the shine last longer. Make sure you cover all the sides. We're going to whip round the sides of the bow. And all over the design. Top coat this one, make sure you go over your little tiny stud. And we've also got the thumb.
Down a bit. Down the centre camera.
Cap that design. Same again with the studs. Up and over. Pop them into the lamp, LED lamp, for 1 minute. Now that's cured, we're going to take the sticky layer off. Make sure you go right in between your studs. You don't want them to stay sticky. And then your thumb. Lastly, I'm going to apply cuticle oil. Replenish the skin.